The Department of Conservation is putting up barriers to deter thieves from helping themselves to a stash of whale bones that have just been uncovered after 150 years. The bones were found on Sunday on the Kaikoura Peninsula after heavy rain washed away the sand that was covering them. This report from Logan Church.
The storm following Cyclone Cook may have closed roads and cut off power, but it also uncovered a treasure trove on the Kaikoura Peninsula. The Department of Conservation's community ranger, Brett Cohen, says a vast collection of whale bones was uncovered on Sunday after heavy rains exposed their remains.
Over the last few days, an area of ground 1 metre deep and 15 metres wide has been scoured out at the river mouth, exposing whale bone that have been deposited from a whaling station that was there in the 1980s.
A team of volunteers loaded the bone onto flatbed utes before taking them to a nearby shed for safekeeping. Mr. Cohen says the discovery has already been a target for thieves, and he drove out to the site this morning with barriers and signs.
The area is a no-take area. It's okay for people to view and to observe what is going on, but the bones are only being removed for their protection, but the area actually comes under New Zealand Heritage under one of their protections.
The site was the location of Waipuka Station, a successful shore whaling operation in the mid-1800s. The Canterbury Museum Natural History curator, Paul Schofield, says this is an important archaeological discovery. From looking at photographs from the scene, he says the bones are an almost complete skeleton of a southern right whale, one of the most commonly caught whales at the station. But Dr. Schofield says such a discovery now is rare.
Certainly on the New Zealand coast today, they'd be very rare. Most recently, there have been several sperm whales and even blue whales wash up on beaches around the South Island. But it's been a number of years since a southern right floated ashore.
Whaling began in Kaikoura in the 1840s, when the founder of the town, Robert Fife, set up the commercial whaling station. Te Papa history curator, Casey Cooper, says shore whaling was a cruel way to kill whales, but the industry thrived because the products were so useful to early settlers.
You'd have these huge tripods or big vats that you'd put the blubber in and then boil it down to create or render the oil, because it was oil that was sort of prized for use for cooking and lighting and for lubricant and things. And then you also had the whale bone that was used for corsetry and for sort of supports for chairs and various uses like that.
Community ranger Brett Cohen would like to see if the whole skeleton could be put together, but the focus is now on keeping the bones safe and covered up.
It's a great stash of bones that are there. It'll be an excellent archaeological project in terms of, if one was to be replicated. But, that's just a pipe dream. However, at this stage, the responsibility is for their protection, and we'll have a discussion on what happens later.
Mr. Cohen says the bones will be kept in storage while the Department of Conservation decides what to do with the collection. For Checkpoint, call Logan Church 10A.